Okay, hello, hello. Welcome to Self Love Friday. Welcome back to my living room. Welcome back to my couch. And thank you very, very much for being here. How are you? I have a little bit of a sticky connection, but we all know that's part of the Self Love Friday with Diana at the moment. A little bit of a sticky connection, but we're getting there. So thank you for being here. Welcome. What is this week all about? Letting go. Well, first of all, before I jump onto topic, but leading into the topic, did you see the full moon last night or early hours of this morning? It was absolutely stunning. The full moon in January is called the Wolf Moon, and I forgot why. Oh well, I'll have to look it up for next year. But it is called the Wolf Moon. It's the winter moon, and it was really, really big and bright early hours this morning. I was up early as usual, and could see it peeping, see the light coming through everywhere, but couldn't actually see. And because it's usually I'm doing all sorts just to try and get my eyes on her. And then when I came downstairs and opened the curtains, there she was, hanging huge and bright at home with the most beautiful moonlight. So what did I do? I proceeded to lie on it. This was just before I did all my meditation. So I literally came down to get my lemon water. As I lay there, I was just washed with the sense of release and letting go. And that reminded me that that is the energy of the full moon. The whole idea around a full moon in ancient traditions, many ancient traditions, is that at the start working on what you want to manifest, the things that, visualizing things that you want to manifest, that you want to bring into your life. So the full moon is about letting go. And as I lay here, I went upstairs and I started my meditation, and my mind was really, really busy. And I kept saying, let it go, let it go. Interesting, because at the time that I was doing that, I didn't connect the dots that I'd actually had this same feeling of letting it go while I was lying on the rug downstairs. But while I was meditating upstairs and trying to quiet a moment or two of silence, because what I've discovered in my meditation practice is that those true moments of pure silence and pure truth, a few minutes at best. So I have them as moments of silence. And I managed to connect with one today, and I had my moment of silence. And from there, I go straight into my journaling. And I started writing. And I was reminded of this, one of my favorite Alanis Morissette songs. I absolutely love Alanis Morissette. And there are lyrics in a song of hers that go, the moment I let go of it was the moment I got more than I can handle. It says, when you let go, when your strength leaves you, and when there's nothing that you or anyone else can do, it's then, when you have no pride or power, exactly where I'm going with this. And that just, I let go of it, was the moment I got more than I can handle. And obviously you've lived this, Cherise, I've lived this, where I've really experienced that, where I've been trying to control something, trying to control an outcome, with my best intentions at place, not that I want to be controlling or manipulative or decide what's happening, but where I really, really believe that this is the outcome, felt in of it and pushed and gone at it from every different angle, and then experience what happens when, as you say, Cherise, when I'm out of power, I'm out of pride, my ego is literally satiated, and I'm done, and I let go. And it's in that moment that the real result comes. The real result, and as you say, imaginable, because when we're attached to an outcome, when we're attached to our own expectation of what it should look like, what it should feel like, the picture of how it should be, we can't see anything better than that because it to be. And then we stick to that idea. It has to look like that in order for us to be happy. Because why do we ever want things anyway? To make ourselves happy. Hello, JJ. I just want to say hello and say, JJ, just what I needed to hear today. this brings me to the point. So when there are ideas that we have about how things should be, about how they should look, about how our interaction with other people should be, when we have ideas about right and wrong, when we have black and white ideas, then what do? We do our best to create that. So we put in our intention, we put in our energy, we put in our focus. These days with all the new terminology, we visualize, we work on manifesting what we want, we see it as right for us. That's what we want. That's what I want. That's how it needs to be for me to be happy. We do everything we can, and then we experience suffering. We experience self-pity. We frustration. There are so many emotions that literally exhausted everything that we have to put into that idea. What's that? Doing the best with everything that you have in the moment, with what you have. We've done that, it's exhausted, and then come all those emotions, the myriad of emotions that are there, that can be there: anger, frustration, self-pity, sadness, all of that. And then what of the of the thing by life not going our way, and then usually something else shows up. In that moment of letting go, something else shows up, something better, something that we couldn't imagine. It was this week. So I had a moment of cash flow crisis. I had a bill to pay, a regular bill, and for some reason, I lost track of dates. And I looked at my bank account and I was like, oh, I don't have that right now. It's one of my big bills. And I was like, how did we get to the 26th of the month? Oh my goodness. Went into a bit of a tailspin. And then I just breathed. I was just like, calm down, remember. So what I did was I checked with myself. Have I done everything that I can? Have I done everything in my power to ensure the success? So I looked at this on my different bank accounts. I checked everything. I checked where I was at. I got back in touch with that because I had done it the previous week, and then obviously just skipped a beat on this one thing. So I checked everything, checked where I was at, checked what was coming in, checked what I've done. Is there anything more that I can do? No, there is nothing more that I can do. I literally had to say to myself, and do you know how hard this is? I had to say, I have to let this go. I have to let this go. I have done everything I can. The payments that are due to come in, I have done everything I can about them. Signing up more business that will bring more payments, I've done everything I can about that. Communicating, I've done that. I've done everything that I can, so I have to let it go. There's nothing else I can do. The only other thing I can do would cause me harm, and that would be feeling disappointed, feeling deeply frustrated, feeling sorry for myself, because that kind of follows when you've let yourself down. And that's not going to serve me. That's not going to solve the problem. And let it go. And the strangest thing happened. I literally, and this was in the evening, okay, so this was the day before the debit. This was in the evening, and then now it's the evening. I have to let it go. Let it go. Write in my journal that I'm letting it go, because that's like, let me get this into my cognition as well from my subconscious by writing. I had not factored into all the equations that I was doing the previous day, and there it was. Exactly more than I needed, way more. Now I was way over. And of course the debit went through and managed to keep that. I didn't put myself into the anxiety spiral. I didn't put myself into the anger at myself spiral. I didn't put myself into the frustration spiral. And none of those things led me down a path of self-pity. I allowed myself to let go. It was a conscious choice. It was not easy. All of us do this. We think that we can control things. Well, we think that because we came up with an idea that must be right, and so we can then control the outcome. Well, we can't. We can influence it. We can do our very best. But at the end of the day, life happens. Life has all sorts of forces at work in the world involved, So we cannot possibly control everything. And that conscious choice for me to go, okay, it's okay. I have done everything that I can. I've done the best that I could with what I had in the moment and all the moments before that, because I know myself and I'm always doing my very best. And I know the outcome that I want. However, right now, there's nothing more that I can do. So, okay. And in that moment, freedom comes regardless of the outcome. Just another level of this topic. And another level of the topic is the idea we have in every picture we have of how the world should look. There are other people involved and we're in a relationship. So in the past few weeks, I came up with and we come up with all sorts of I'm right scenarios. My mind can come up with I'm a clever person, I'm a committed person, I'm dedicated to my craft, and so therefore I must be right. My idea of how things must be right. I do that. I will put my hand up and say, he is charged. So I developed this new tactic to work on that part of me, that part of my mind that thinks she's so clever. And that is whenever someone, Cornelius, Aaron, Brandon, anyone that's in my life, so adults, adult to adult relationships, adult to younger people relationships, mom, daughter, whenever they do something that this part of my mind goes, that's not how it should be. The part I have to do that. So now I've trained myself, and whenever I see, and I'm talking anything, I go, okay, because the fact is, if it's not in my direct power and somebody else's personality, my story is me. Get to my level. Somebody throwing litter out of their car, I didn't even know them. Okay, you want to know why? It's not my stuff. What I can do, what is in my power, is stop my car and go and pick the litter up if it's safe and if it's possible, and that's within my power. So that's what I can do. Get upset about it? Why? It doesn't serve. Even in close, that even sparks feelings of hurt in me. First and foremost, I go, okay, because that's their story and that's their stuff, and I have to leave that with them. So the self-love comes in the beginning with taking the choice of what can I do about this and how am I going to let this affect me. And then later on it can come in, once you have let it go and then go, now why frustrated or hurt? Let's look at that and let's find out what wound is there from earlier in my adult life, because my hurt, my anger, my frustration is about me. The other person is just mirroring me. Self-love and unity. Hi, Tanya. Tanya's here as well. Yay! So good to have you here, Tanya. And thank you. Tanya says it's great advice. So then it's an opportunity for me this past week. What was triggered there from my childhood. So I just went and revisited again, reminded myself that I am safe in the world, reminded myself that I have all the tools I need, reminded myself that I've never ever been without, reminded myself about all these good things. And so not only did I let it go first, but secondly, I then went and visited with my inner self, my inner being, where those trigger emotions came from. So I really, really hope that can support your journey towards deeper self-love this week. I am so grateful for this slot. I love self-love. Thank you so much that you're always here. I just really, really love it. And the technology gods are smiling upon us today. They've been now going to be doing Self Sunday as well. And that's going to be on Facebook via my Facebook page, which is Diana Grant Ltd. And that starts this Sunday. And I won't be in my home. I will be in somebody else's home who is in my social bubble, as we call it, in lockdown. I think the social bubble. The support bubble, that's it. So they're in my support bubble, and I'll be there on Sunday because I have to be down south early next week, Tuesday morning. So once again, thank you so much for being here. Really read everything you can, let it go, and love yourself. So the motto for 2021, love yourself more, love yourself better. Keep well. Mwah. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.